again, a real feast of good action this afternoon with 14 goals from 3 games and an absolutely breathtaking performance in our main match, and that's Liverpool against Ipswich Town, where beforehand, to mark Liverpool's incredible run since the turn of the year, their manager Bob Paisley received the Manager of the Month award for January. Well, a former Liverpool player had a very influential role to play in our second match. Jimmy Case, now of Brighton, their opponents yesterday, Everton. Well, highlights too from the second division promotion game between Sheffield Wednesday and Luton. Plenty of goals there and a moment of real drama towards the end. But we start at Anfield for the second of 3 meetings within the space of 8 days between Liverpool and Ipswich. Your commentator, Martin Tyler.
John Walk has been suffering with flu all week, but against medical advice, he steps into a critical role in the centre of the Ipswich defence this afternoon in the absence of both Russell Osman and Terry Butcher. Franz Tyson returns to midfield. Tyson, who was furious at being only substitute when the 2 teams met on Tuesday. And he's back on the ground where he's been a central figure in 2 penalty incidents against Ipswich in the past 2 seasons. Bobby Robson has shuffled his pack. Mick Mills switches to left back with Steve McCall moving into midfield. Up front, Alan Brazil is dropped in a tactical manoeuvre, with Tommy Parkin coming in to give numerical strength in the middle of the field. And it's a similar plan to that which brought Ipswich a draw here last season. No team worries, though, for Liverpool, with Mark Lawrenson in his preferred position in the centre of the defence. Ronnie Whelan is now installed on the left-hand side of midfield following the departure of Ray Kennedy. And Ian Rush's contribution is emphasised by his 18 goals in 23 appearances. And since Graham Souness has been given the captaincy, Liverpool have produced an irresistible run of 8 wins and a draw. The emphasis switches then to precious First Division points rather than a League Cup final place, as the country's 2 most consistent clubs join battle for the second of their 3 meetings in 8 days. And today's referee is Alan Saunders from Newcastle. Mariner didn't get many touches in the game on Tuesday night. Hansen. George Burley's header. Here's Alan Kennedy. Aiming for McDermott. And was it the hand? It looked like it. And that's the way the referee saw it. The right arm raised by Terry McDermott. A characteristic burst from him again, but clearly handball. Kennedy's header. The game at the moment being played at Ipswich's pace rather than Liverpool's. Here's Walk. Steggles looking for Parkin, over-hitting the pass. Whelan. Led off by Dalglish. Souness looking for McDermott, who stayed onside this time and tucks it away. The referee had a look at the linesman, Terry McDermott, who has his own special way of celebrating goals. Souness looking up. How about that for a telling pass? McDermott had lost McCall on that occasion, and Liverpool lead after quarter of an hour. As Liverpool look to enjoy the moment, Ronnie Moran is on the field for a little attention to Mark Lawrenson. So Ipswich, for the second time in a week, go behind to a goal from Terry McDermott. It was McDermott's running that opened up this makeshift central defence of Ipswich. Dalglish, and it's Lee on the break this time. Steggall stretches. Hansen able to shepherd it back. So much to admire in the pass from Souness. And a goal very much in keeping with Liverpool's current run of form. They haven't always found their best form in front of their own fans this season, Liverpool. But Terry McDermott giving the Kop plenty to cheer about. Here's McCall. Parkin. Gates competing well for Ipswich. One senses that their sense of competition is under some scrutiny here. At times Ipswich have been criticised from within the game for the lack of application on the really big occasion, and it was Whelan looking to feed off, and then Rush! Well, he can do nothing wrong. There was hardly a chance, really, as Whelan carried the fight forward for Liverpool and aimed to play the 1-2 with Dalglish. It didn't quite come off. But Ian Rush sensed an opening and blazed away. It's past Cooper. Here's Eric Gates. McCall going outside him. Gates uses him as the decoy. And then Muren uses McCall with the pass. Little reach, Mariner. He may have been surprised at the room he was allowed. Goes out from Sammy Lee. Mills. McCall. Making McDermott do the defending this time. And McDermott does it to good effect, although it cost his side a corner. Ipswich, of course, without the advantage of Terry Butcher's height at set pieces. They've brought Steggall's up on the near post, where Mariner is there as well. Mariner gets the flick. Muren, now Parkin. Mariner wants it again on the far post. And Parkin plays it in a little shorter, which is more to Liverpool's liking. Foul by Souness on Tommy Parkin. Early, who's such a good striker of a dead ball. And hits the head of Mariner too. Perhaps asking too much from that type of range for a direct header at goal. Lee. Dummy from Dalglish, knowing that McDermott was behind him. Space for Kennedy. And it was Dalglish looking to make something out of nothing. Something of a hit and hope by Alan Kennedy. Dalglish knew that a touch might embarrass Cooper. Now Tyson. Neal. Dermot again making the run furthest from Lee, and he ends again with a finish, but with disappointment and a shake of the head. McCall. Foul surely against Lawrenson. Into the back of Mariner. Hansen able to quell the threat of Eric Gates in that situation. Dalglish, it might break for him, it does! On the stroke of half-time. Forward from Kennedy, Dalglish was sensing what was on here, ran a little kindly for him off Steggles, but he needed no second chance. It's 3-0 on the very stroke of the first 45 minutes. And this surely has ended the Ipswich challenge here. Lawrenson. Well, it's a recurring nightmare, it seems, for Ipswich Town. Terry McDermott giving Liverpool the lead here, just as he did at Portman Road on Tuesday night. And in quick succession, Ian Rush adding a second. And with Ipswich perhaps having a little bit more of the ball as the half wore on, they have perhaps been killed off here by a goal right on half-time by Kenny Dalglish. At half-time then, it's Liverpool 3, Ipswich 0. The goal by Kenny Dalglish just on half-time, the 27th that Liverpool have scored in 9.5 games since the turn of the year. In that time, they've conceded just 2. Rush. Sammy Lee, who celebrates his 23rd birthday tomorrow. Looks like having a win bonus to go with it. Dermot. It's Lee who's there for Liverpool. Here's Kennedy. Souness. Here's McCall. Mariner is offside, but that looked very close indeed. A pass from Gates. Steggles. Dermot allowed to turn. That could be costly for Ipswich. Here's Lee. Murin stuck out a foot, but couldn't stop the ball going behind. McDermott's corner. It's Kennedy who came in at the back for Liverpool. Murin spotting a chance to change the direction. Parkin. Here's Parkin. Mariner. Did well to get the shot in. Dalglish. McDermott striking back. Cooper down for the save. Whelan was Mills' mistake, and it's Dalglish with a chance, Lee rather, with a chance to make it 4, and it comes out off the near post after Mick Mills had given the ball away for Ipswich. Ian Rush took it up, Sammy Lee up in support, looked to beat the goalkeeper on the near post, which he did, but couldn't squeeze it inside the post. Hardly an enviable task for Kevin O'Callaghan to come on in a situation like this. Neil got a bad bounce there as he played the pass forward. Hansen. Walk cuts it out as it was aimed for McDermott. Here's Lee. Dalglish. No foul by Walk, but Lee kept going. And it's Whelan. Ronnie Whelan arriving at the right time. A moment earlier, the crowd were calling for a penalty as Dalglish went down, or at least a free kick. Lee wasn't distracted, in came the cross. Whelan got his head to it in front of Parkin. And Ronnie Whelan scores at Anfield for the 4th successive game here. And Bobby Robson in the middle of the picture there. The expression tells the story. Kevin O'Callaghan, meanwhile, has come on. Gates is clear here. Has got ahead of Lawrenson and can pull one back, except that Lawrenson fashions the most marvellous rescuing tackle. And Gates saw the goal opening up for him. He was leading the race all right, and Lawrenson stretched a leg and got it to safety. It's an indication that throughout this Liverpool team, the performances at the moment are of the very highest level. They're scoring goals, and they're putting up the shutters at the other end. Mariner, Gates chases again, he's behind Neil this time, and Grobbelaar thwarts him. On 3 occasions in this second half, Eric Gates has got in behind Liverpool. And that was his best effort. Grobbelaar's fingertip saved it. Paul has offered himself for the short corner, and Liverpool have lost a little bit of concentration there. They pick off the cross through Whelan. Mariner let it run under his foot. Hansen powers forward again. Here's Rush. Ipswich stretched here. Dalglish. There's Walk who got in the way. Crowd of 41,316. Those wearing the Liverpool colours delighted with what they're seeing. Rush. Dalglish, can he make it 5? Credit Cooper there. Rush putting Dalglish almost clear, but Cooper was out quickly. Kennedy. Rush trying to give him some help. It's Kennedy's cross. In short for Rush. And Kennedy had stayed onside. Souness. Here's McDermott. Rush coming short. Dalglish was in behind him. Here's McDermott once more. Ipswich, as they have had to do for so much of this match, trudging across to try and get a foot in. And Liverpool will not relinquish possession. Dalglish. Well, he couldn't keep his balance, and what Liverpool have been looking for was almost materialising for him. And that is the 5th goal, quite out of the ordinary, to seal the victory. Lee. Oh! It seemed to be arrowing in. Cooper saved it, but I think anyway the flag was up for offside. Hansen is the one last shot in the Liverpool locker. Well, they have a free kick. And we're moving towards injury time. Consultation between Alan Kennedy and Terry McDermott. Phil Neal has joined the wall. It's Kennedy who goes over the ball, and then McDermott, and Dalglish, who puts it into the cop. And there's an inquest afterwards. And that, indeed, is the last act of a match that establishes Liverpool's 7th successive victory. Under Graham Souness's leadership, Liverpool striking a rich vein. Ronnie Whelan, the scorer in the second half, to make it 4-0. And if it needed to be announced, Liverpool stating to Ipswich that they've very much got their eyes not just on cups this season, but on the First Division Championship. A final score at Anfield, a thoroughly convincing Liverpool performance. Liverpool 4, Ipswich Town 0.
Bobby, how did you assess Liverpool's performance against Ipswich today?
Almost perfect. Gave nothing away. Great interceptions and great command of the back scene. They'll always look as though they've got time in which to intercept and come away with the ball at the back. They controlled the midfield, and finishing was lethal and clinical. I mean, what more can you say? They didn't look to have one weakness in the side. They looked to be a team with experience and youthful exuberance. They had that lovely combination. And the marry between, you know, the older players and the young players coming into the team and becoming integrated in the team now looks to be really blossoming. And I would think that on that view, they can go on another 3 or 4 years and steamroller people.
So, what can Bobby Robson do for the 3rd meeting on Tuesday night?
I can reshuffle the pack. I mean, I can shuffle the deck and play the ace in different positions. I can do that. Whether you come up with a better scene, I don't know. Obviously, we've lost our centre-back scene, and I mean, when you lose that, you know, your consolidation, if you like, you know, from which you get your spirit, it's going to be hard to replace that. But we're going to have to just stick with that scene and hope that those 2 players can do better, because in the second half, Walker and Steggles did do better. Now, they've got to do better right from the very beginning with cover. And hopefully, yes, I'll change the team, I think, a little and have another crack at it, you know.
Well, with his injury problems, Bobby Robson can't change the faces too much for Tuesday, but he can at least send his side out with a different attitude. The intentions of Ipswich were clear right from the kick-off yesterday, with defenders indulging in a series of back passes in an attempt to slow the game down and stifle Liverpool's attacking ideas. Yet, as a tactical ploy, it was a total failure, simply because Liverpool were clever enough to change the game too. What they did was to pull Kenny Dalglish deep, taking John Walk with him and leaving space for players like Whelan, Rush and McDermott to run onto long balls played down the middle. Liverpool's opening goal was a perfect example. Walk had followed Dalglish to the halfway line. Dalglish finds Souness, and Souness feeds it through the middle. Kevin Steggles is nowhere, and Terry McDermott takes full advantage. Steggles and Walk are at 6s and 7s again. As another first-time ball reaches Dalglish, neither of them can get in a tackle, and Dalglish makes them pay. That was the goal that killed off Ipswich and made Bobby Robson very angry. John Walk is a fine player, but yesterday he looked just what he is, a midfield player pressed into service at the back. So what can Ipswich do if they are to achieve what seems the impossible in Tuesday's second leg? Well, Bobby Robson must adopt a completely different approach and pick his best players in their best positions. And that means a number of things. It means that Walk must move back into midfield where he can make a positive contribution. It means Steve McCall replacing him in the centre of defence alongside Steggles. There could be no place for Tommy Parkin, who was used merely as a spoiling tactic, which didn't come off. But most importantly, it means a recall for Alan Brazil in attack. Robson blundered by not picking him yesterday, because he lost one of his best chances for getting something out of the game. After all, Brazil has scored 7 times in his last 8 games. So those are the changes Bobby Robson must make to stand any chance of pulling off a surprise. It's hard to imagine even a full-strength team competing with Liverpool at the moment. I haven't seen them play better than that for 2 years. Confidence flows through the whole side, based on a new understanding at the back. I've pulled something from the second half, which is an object lesson in defensive play. What an absolutely perfect tackle by Mark Lawrenson.
Gates is clear here. He's got ahead of Lawrenson and can pull one back, except that Lawrenson fashions the most marvellous rescuing tackle when Gates saw the goal opening up for him. He was leading the race all right, and Lawrenson stretched a leg and got it to safety.
Giving play like that, Liverpool are as good as at Wembley, and there's nothing Ipswich or anyone else can do about it.
Well, now it's down to the south coast and to the Goldstone ground for Brighton against Howard Kendall's young Everton team. Brighton, in fact, looking for their first ever win against Everton. The pictures come from Television South, the commentator and familiar voice of Gerald Sinstadt.
And there's the whistle now that gets us away with Brighton in the all dark blue strip, attacking the goal to our left. Everton, who also normally play in blue in an unfamiliar change colours, all white. Pick up for Neville Southall in the Everton goal. £150,000 signing from Bury last summer. Gatting keeping an eye on Sharp. Sharp's header. And Irvine. Costa comes across to cut him out. Smith studs. Stevens with Everton's throw. Neat bit of work here by Irvine, and a very neat tackle too by Grealish. Bad ball from Smith, but Grealish has rescued it. It'll be Nelson to take the throw. Nobody at the moment picking up Grealish. The ball goes to Gatting. Ritchie. Nice little dummy by Grealish, and McNabb finds him straight away. And now possibilities down the right. He This is ball in, Grealish's shot! That was a beautifully worked goal. That really was a fine bit of work, right from the start of the build-up. And Grealish involved in the creating and involved at the finish. This is Case. Nice little chip in. Grealish already on the move. Side foot, just inside the post. Tony Grealish, the second goal of the season, first in the league. Ryan. And can he get in again? Smith. Oh, that was almost criminal. Ryan did a lot of very hard work there. And Smith really should have administered a better finishing touch than that. Here's Irving clipping one over, and what a marvellous save that was by Mosley. Easto just could not believe it. That was a magnificent bit of reflex play by the Brighton goalkeeper. Higgins shot, and Mosley saves. Ryan through with a fine ball. Ryan in on goal and scores. Well, McNabb showing how to open up a defence and Ryan providing the finishing touch. Oh, Jerry Ryan will be pleased with that. McNabb just lifts his head, checks, plays the perfect through ball. Ryan already in his stride, and Southall, having started to come backed off, comes again, and his parry can't keep it out. So that's 2-0, and Jerry Ryan scores his first goal since September 1980, when he got one against Coventry in the League Cup. Here's McNabb again. Case up on this side, he's got Stevens overlapping. McNabb still available to join in again. And curls across another beautiful ball for Smith. And this time Southall makes a good save. Came out quickly and kept coming, closed down the space and blocked the shot. And here's a good ball now for Lodge. Stopped well by Stevens. Ritchie. Supplied almost inevitably by McNabb. Ryan looking for a chance to shoot. He's come wide. He's got Smith. He's got Grealish there. Couldn't find either of them, but he has got a corner. Everton beginning to rock a bit. 3/4 of the way through the game. They're 2-0 down. Nelson making the first run as Case takes it, and Foster was in there behind him, and it really looks as though he was being held down. Blindside maybe of the referee. Smith setting it up for Foster. What a good goal that was! Well, Southall looks disgusted, but goalkeepers don't often see those. And you don't see many centre-halves who finish like centre-forwards. Smith took his time setting it up, but look at this lovely left foot. That was a peach. Steve Foster's second goal of the season. Scored now against both the Merseyside clubs. He got one against Liverpool in October. Brighton 3, Everton 0. Irving. Doing the tidying up job now. caution to the winds now for Everton. Ball had gone out. It's a free kick that's given. Lions inevitably there to search for the header. Stevens it was who got it away for Brighton. Now it's Heath for Everton. And he's bowled over by Smith. And Mr. Axel goes over to administer a word or two in the ear of Mr. Smith. Meanwhile, Everton are about to make a substitution and bring on Trevor Ross. Number 5 suggests that Mike Lyons is going off. Interesting substitution, a midfield player for a back 4-man. Kendall now down on the bench for Everton. There he is on the right of that picture as we look at it, with his arm on his knee. And the free kick played in straight away, and the header from Higgins was not quite crisp enough, and Mosley was able to make the catch. Higgins, who'd gone up, got on the end of it well, just couldn't direct it out of Mosley's reach. Stevens. Here's Richardson. Moving sharp. Then Eastoe. Stevens again. Ross, capable of having a blast from there. And Heath. Adrian Heath gets his first goal since his £700,000 transfer from Stoke and makes it 3-1. Ross, the substitute, involved at the start. This is Stevens. He's making the run across, and that allows Ross to come in here. And Ross's shot then is headed away by Foster, straight to Heath, and that's 3-1.
And the final score, so Everton dropping out of the top frame, in fact being replaced by Brighton. Liverpool now third, a point behind Manchester United, and ahead of Manchester City on goal difference. Back to the Goldstone ground for a moment, and what about that incredible save by Brighton's Graham Mosley from Peter Eastoe? And I wonder if you noticed the similarity between Mosley's acrobatics and those of Gordon Banks when he pulled off that legendary save from Pelé's header while playing for England against Brazil in the 1970 World Cup finals. But first of all, let's take another look at Mosley's effort.
Lyons had gone forward to see if he could get on the end of Higgins' free kick, but didn't succeed. But here's Irving clipping one over. And what a marvellous save that was by Mosley. Eastoe just could not believe it.
Well, the similarity is the way Eastoe directs the header downwards. Mosley rushing across there takes advantage of the bounce to flick it over.
Here goes Cancino, he's onside. That's a good cross ball, it's Pelé! And a fantastic save by Banks! What a fantastic save by Gordon Banks!
Well, that's still the best one in my book. Arguably the greatest save there's ever been from Gordon Banks.
Oh, a great me. Trust a trader.
Well, now to a game between two of the leading sides in the second division. Sheffield Wednesday at home to the team who's been out in front since the start of the season, Luton Town. Yorkshire Television covered the match. The commentators John Helm, Wednesday in the stripes.
Well, Luton's is almost a continental build-up this afternoon. Very slow, studied build-up. And then they're looking for the one long pass that can cause problems, and here's another one for White, who's onside and scores. Luton's build-up has been quite studied, and then they look for the long ball, and here is David Moss, who fires one through the heart of the Wednesday defence. White's onto it in a flash, but really, it went straight through Bob Boulder. 1-0 to Luton. Fucillo is caught by Megson again, and that's the second time really that Megson has gone in too hard, and I think not surprisingly his name goes into the book on 21 minutes. Well, there's the ball going through to Brian Steen, and now Megson and Fucillo going together, and I don't think it was as bad as it looked. So Wednesday still trying to get back into this game, 25 minutes on the clock. That sort of a block. Oh, they might now. What an awful mistake, and it must surely be a goal from John Pearson, and what a tragedy for the Luton defence. That really is a giveaway goal, and John Pearson capitalises only his second goal of the season, and he won't get an easier one. Well, it's an awful mistake in defence. There was no danger whatsoever as Kirk Stevens has the ball. He could have allowed it to run out of play, instead of which he makes a suicidal back pass. Bannister's there, Pearson finishes it off, 1-1. Fucillo's ball didn't get through to Steen. Took it well, evaded Williamson. Fed Stevens, useful cross too, and Boulder just got the deflection. Here's Moss though, oh, and he can't keep it in play. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. Moss was just caught by Sterling as he went down. I must say I'm amazed. Now, as the ball comes over, it's Steen who's played it. Stevens is cross. Now you'll see Sterling and Moss coming for it together as Boulder just gets that crucial fingertip. Now then, there's Sterling. We're waiting for Moss to appear in the picture, just catches him as he goes past. Well, all-round boos going up behind the goal. As Moss comes in now and makes it 2-1 to Luton. Sterling back for Pickering. It's a good long floater, and Pearson's up for it, and John Pearson makes it count. Oh, that's a splendid goal by the youngster. His second of the afternoon. It was a perfect cross from Pickering and the perfect finish from Pearson. That's a long chase for John Pearson. When you've scored 2 goals, you'll chase anything, I suppose. So it's Wednesday coming in search of a winner. Pickering. Well, these are the long balls that have been causing problems. Pearson, Megson, miss kick. Bannister, can he make it? He can. And Gary Bannister is having a dream time at the moment. It's his 13th goal of the season. Well, it's Pickering once more who hits that long ball in. Pearson has caused so many problems, and just look there as Stephen miskicks completely, and Bannister rattles it home. His 5th goal in 4 games. Megson, who's brought down by Antish. It's a booking. Well, Antish has only been on the pitch for, what, 10 minutes? But he's managed to get his name in the book. And we can see exactly what happens here. As Megson, who seems to be in the thick of just about everything this afternoon, tries to get away from him. The Yugoslavian brings him down. Oh, Horton really caught by Megson, who's off. Megson has been sent off. Brian Horton was really brought crashing down there. And it's just from the throw-in. It comes to Horton, who's been battling all afternoon. He tries to come away, and Megson is so high there that he's got to go because he's already been booked. Now then, could there be a late shock for Luton? Oh, it is! What a goal from Brian Steen! His 7th goal of the season. And really, there didn't look to be a great deal of danger on as Antish played the ball through, and Steen suddenly cracks it left-footed, low and away from Boulder.
And Luton now 5 points clear thanks to that late goal from Brian Steen. Watford with 3 points against Chelsea, moving to 2nd place. Now 2 points ahead of Oldham, who lost at Shrewsbury. 5 points clear of Blackburn. They drew yesterday at Orient. And it was very satisfying for Liverpool to hit their best form at home after winning 5 successive games away from home. Goodbye.
No foul by Walk, but Lee kept going. And it's Wheeler!